Okay, so hello everyone. I'd like to introduce you to CJ. She's one of the co-founders of We Are Pickable, and she has been using lead quizzes to massively grow her list. And some of the results she's gotten in a short period of time are mind-blowing. And today I just want to sit down with her to chat about her quiz strategy and what she's doing with lead quizzes to grow her list. You're welcome, CJ. It's nice to have you on the call.
Thanks, Elvis. It's nice to be here. Thanks for asking me.
All right. So the first question I have for you, CJ, is tell me about what made you want to build a quiz funnel using quizzes. What kind of triggered that for you?
So we had several different lead magnets, and they performed reasonably well. But as a person who also studies digital marketing, it was obvious that quizzes had a much larger appeal. Everyone who was using a quiz talked about how effective quizzes were, and how the fact that it really almost got you off the lead magnet hamster wheel. I think there were times that I felt that I needed to continue to create a new lead magnet for this and a new lead magnet for that. And I guess certainly it can be done, but I've got a lot of other things going on in my business. And one of the things that attracted me to quizzes was that people who had them said that they were their number one lead generator, and that it was really very evergreen, that it wasn't something they were tweaking or that they were changing. And so that's what attracted me to quizzes to begin with.
Exactly. I mean, it's a great tool. You can use it to segment your audience, understand a little bit more about them, and so on. All right. So for your quiz that you currently have running on lead quizzes, the path to your best big ball have never been easier. How did you go about creating that? And how are you currently driving traffic to that quiz currently?
Okay, so in terms of creation, so one of the things that we did is we have an online course. And as part of that online course, we have a success path. So the way that we help people who are part of our membership is to determine where they are and what they need to do next. Pickleball is a sport, and people tend to, and it's a fast growing sport. And so right now people tend to get inundated with information, and they don't know what they should do next based on where they're at. And so that's kind of an issue that we are, I don't know if you want to say combating, but that's an issue that we deal with in really across all of our mediums that we use. So with the quiz, what we did is we started with the end in mind. Where do people fall into those buckets? So I think that's, and again, when I did some different quiz trainings, and that was one of the things that was always said is begin with the end in mind. What are you trying to accomplish? And what we were trying to accomplish was we wanted it to be fun, but we also wanted people to get some valuable information from it. And to us, the valuable information that they would get is, where am I right now, and what do I need to do next to get better at pickleball? And so we started with the end in mind, and we built the quiz backwards from the end in mind and kept it really simple. When I was building the quiz, there were so many different ways we could have gone that would have made it much more complex. And frankly, we didn't need to. It's not rocket science. It really was very simple to do, as long as I kept saying, keep it simple. Keep it simple, keep it fun for people to take, because that's another thing that's another message that I got when I was first creating a quiz was, if it's fun, people are going to complete the quiz, and that's what you want people to complete it. And so that's how we built it.
Yeah, I can see you have 10 simple questions in your quiz, and then it takes you to a form field where they fill in just their name and email address. And based on the way they answer the questions in the quiz, they get redirected to one of 3 landing pages.
Yes. Yep.
Correct. So yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then on those landing pages is personalized resources for them. So what we did is We have multiple channels that we publish on. We have 2 YouTube channels. We have a podcast. We have written blogs. We have a multitude of things. So we curated some of our best content for each of those levels on a landing page that they can then bookmark and that they can go back to. And so it's a great resource for the person who is potentially new to us. It's also maybe a person is familiar with our YouTube, but doesn't know that we have a podcast or doesn't know that we have a blog. And that's more fitting to their learning style. So it also gave us the chance to expose our other platforms to people who potentially already knew us. And so it was a value to them, as well as publicizing our content to new or existing followers.
Yeah, and I can see on this section, you also have on this page, on the landing pages, you also have a section where you kind of explain who you are, your business,
Right.
which is really great in introducing your leads to your business and who you are. And I can also see you have a couple of resources, videos on each landing page. Okay.
Yep.
That's great. Okay, so we have the quiz created. How are you currently driving traffic to this quiz? Are you using Facebook, Google? How are you doing it?
So the quiz is on our homepage. You can take the quiz on our homepage. That's one of the places that it is. But our main source of traffic, our target market is 50 plus, and they're on Facebook. That's where that group lives, is over on Facebook. So we drive using Facebook ads. We drive people to the quiz, to take the quiz. And I think a quiz kind of fits into the Facebook format, at least for my age group. They're kind of having fun. Oh, I'm going to take this pickleball quiz. And so it's quiz ads have worked very well for us on Facebook.
Just to understand, CJ, do you have on the Facebook ads, do you have the ads go to a page on your website where you have the quiz created, or do you have the ads go directly to, so on a page on your website where you have the quiz created?
It is. We have the quiz actually embedded on our website. And so that's where we direct them to.
Can you tell me what results are you seeing from the ads in terms of cost per lead?
Oh, geez. So the last time we looked at this campaign, our cost per lead was 72 cents. So 0.72 cents. And it has, so it just recently dropped. We refined. So it was just a little over $1, which $1 is still great. I mean, a dollar for lead is still fantastic. Our ad manager is not real happy when it's over that amount. But so we tweaked a couple of things about audiences that we're showing the ads to, and just some more technical tweaks. And so last Tuesday actually it had dropped to 72 cents an ad. Okay. Now I will say this, one of the things that we do with it is we use video in those ads. So it's the video of me or my partner, Tony, and usually with a pickleball court in the background. So it's something that gets attention, and it kind of speaks to the person who's looking for us, right? They're like, "Ooh, I see a pickleball court," and they're more apt to click on a video with a court in the video. So that's what's been successful for us.
Okay, perfect. We would have loved to see some of the ad creative, but I know you said initially that you can't really show us right now. You don't have it on you, but hopefully when we're writing down the case study, I'll get it and add it. Okay. Now I can see that you have, okay. I can see you have about 13,400 responses on your quiz. When did you launch this quiz? How long has that been?
Ooh, I don't know. You can probably tell that better than I can. I don't think it's been a year. We launched a new website last September. We were 2 separate businesses that over a year combined into a business. So I'm going to guess that we launched the quiz probably the last quarter of last year would be my guess.
All
But
right.
I can always, if you can't tell me from when that quiz went live,
I can tell you from the
okay.
reported. Yeah.
So,
I can
all right.
definitely.
So when did it go live? I'm curious.
After the call, we'll go back on it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I also saw CJ that you have Convertkits integrated with your
Mhm.
lead quizzes. And I can
Right.
see that you have tags applied for each result. So that means you're sending targeted emails
Yes.
based on the result again. Can you just tell us a bit more about this? What's the content of the emails?
So the content of the email is very similar with
Okay.
okay, so let me back up a little bit. It's a very typical welcome sequence that you would see. We have a 4 email sequence. And each of the emails are very similar with the exception of 1 to 2 paragraphs are specific to their quiz result. So we integrated it in. So if I'm talking to somebody who's a rising star, the message is written in their language for even though they're seeing the same video and the exact same content that somebody else's, because this is more of a generic, what's in the emails is more of a generic content versus what we have on the landing pages. Because the goal of the email is to introduce them to us, right? Is to start to build the relationship. That's the difference in the emails. And so we're trying to meet them where they are in terms of their language. So even though the content is general, we tell them how they can use that content to further their goals based on where they were with their quiz result.
And is this just one email that has been sent out, or like a series of emails, like a nurturing
It's a series.
campaign?
It's a series of emails. It's a series of 4. So there are 4 emails that they get before they become part of our weekly newsletter list.
Okay, over a period of what, 1 week?
No, it is. So the initial email goes right away, and that has another link to the results page. So, and we tell them to bookmark it because so when they complete the quiz, they're taken directly to the results page, to that landing page. But then they're also sent an email at that time and encouraging them to bookmark that page to go back to those pages and review the information that's on those pages. So those go at the same time. And then I think the rest of the sequence is the other 3 emails. It's a little bit more than a week. I think it's about 9 days.
All right, that works. That's great. I mean, it has been a really great conversation. I guess the only other question I have for you is with regards to optimization. So I know it's been up to a year since you created the quiz. What have you done to optimize it? I know you mentioned making the questions as simple as possible. Was that during the process? Have this optimization been done, during this period of 1 year?
Yes. No, we really haven't. So, when I went into it again, I did my homework in terms of building the quiz, listen to what people who had done it before, successfully done it before, were doing. And just really tried to keep it simple. Since the quiz is performing, we just have not gone back in to say I need to tweak this. Now, I mean, 72 cents a lead. We're getting multiple leads a time. People are going back to the resource page time and time again. They're getting introduced to us. Our email list is growing. Could I tweak it and probably get more? Probably, but like many people who I'm sure are using this, we're small business owners and we have a list as long as my arm. And I don't tend to touch what's performing.
I think the most important take for me is that you did your due diligence before creating the quiz, and that way it's performing the way you expect it to.
Right.
So that's a really good one. All right. CJ, is there any other thing you want to add? Something else you want to share with us today?
I mean, I would tell you this. I mean, I know you didn't excuse me. I know you didn't ask this, but I mean, specifically, lead quizzes, it was very easy for me. I have a little bit of tech savvy, but I'm not a programmer. I'm not blah, blah, blah. I have enough knowledge. I like to say I have enough knowledge to be dangerous. And lead quizzes was easy for me to use. So that was something that was really important. But I think the other most important thing, and you may or may not remember this, but when I was getting up the quiz up and running, I definitely had some integration questions, and it was you who answered those questions for me. So that to me, more so than just a platform, is the customer service behind the platform. It is, can I get an answer to a question? Because I don't ask until I know I haven't figured it out. And when I'm not able to figure it out, then I finally say, okay, I need some help with this. And you were always there to do that. So as a platform, your platform has been very beneficial for our business.
Thank you very much, CJ. It was my pleasure chatting with you today. And let me just stop the recording for now.